Hey everyone, it's Liam here, and Happy New Year's Eve. Today I kind of wanted to hop on here and talk about what personally, like what's been going on with me, what had been going on with me, because 2025 was a little bit rough. And I kind of wanted to talk about this and kind of get it out there before going into the new year. New Year's Day tomorrow. So, in order for me to kind of start this, I'd have to take you guys back all the way to July, specifically July 10th, which was a Thursday. So at this point in kind of like my life, I'd been training a lot. Like I had goals I wanted to meet before going into my sophomore year, sophomore baseball season as well. I'd put on some weight. Put on some weight by training. I had recently PR'd pitching, which was really exciting, and I was on pace to bypass my goal, like go farther past my goals than I was expecting. So it was really exciting. I built up a lot of momentum. And then I was offered to guest pitch a game in a tournament for a local travel ball team. I was going to go up to IMG, and there was a tournament there, and we were going to play. So that was July 10th. And I got to say, that was arguably the best performance slash outing of my entire career so far. It was just incredible for me. I was so excited. Like, it was the best I'd performed. And I mean, I'd been building up momentum, and that just continued my building of momentum. I was super, super excited. Then moving on to Friday, which was the next day, I stayed home because I was supposed to get stuff packed because that weekend we were heading to Atlanta for the All-Star weekend. So the All-Star Futures game, celebrity softball game, and I was super excited because it was supposed to be just like a phenomenal trip. We were going to go watch my guy J.R. Ritchie pitch. He was the starting pitcher in the Futures game. But unfortunately, on Friday, I was feeling a little under the weather. Now, obviously, me being excited to go on this trip, I kind of just dismissed not feeling great because I just assumed it was a cold. Just a little cold, be fine. But anyway, on Saturday, which was the 12th, we went up to Atlanta, and let me just say, that was probably my favorite trip I've been on. It was just such an amazing time. My mom, dad, and I, we all went and just had such an amazing time. JR did well. It was super exciting to go see him. I did make a post on that on IG if you guys haven't seen that. But no, it was just an amazing trip. It was such a cool area and just so much fun altogether. Now, problem here was we then were returning on the Monday, and that's when everything kind of went downhill. We got home that Monday, like I was saying, and that kind of started the worst months of my life, to be blunt. When we got home, I was very sick, just really sick, and after a couple days, we ended up going to urgent care to see what was wrong, and that just kind of spiraled into multiple visits to urgent care, emergency room, doctors, labs for blood work, up to the hospital, to specialists, all different things. And this was like the course of months. This was multiple months, like three and a half months. Through this time, I could not pitch. So all the momentum that I had been building up with all my training, the great outing I had had on July 10th, all of that just went down. I mean, it was brutal. I could barely get out of bed. How sick I was. I was sleeping, no joke, 18 to 20 hours a day, and some of you might be like, "Oh, that's nice, getting a lot of sleep." No, it was not. It was not very fun. I mean, that's all I could do. I had no energy. I could barely get up and walk around the house. That was a struggle. I had lost about 20 pounds. So, I mean, being sick really destroyed me physically. Like I said, lost 20 pounds. I mean, could barely eat, could barely get up, move, do anything. I mean, I didn't want to watch TV, didn't want to do anything, just sleep. And all of this like I said, destroyed me physically, but also destroyed me mentally. Um, Mentally was definitely a tough part. I ended up struggling pretty badly with depression. I mean, because I couldn't do anything. I mean, all I could do was just sit at home, lay down in my bed, do nothing. I mean, I couldn't play baseball, which is the thing I love. And to be fair, like baseball is and has always been my biggest way to deal with stress, anxiety. So without that, I kind of felt lost. I didn't talk. I couldn't talk. I didn't want to talk to anybody. I didn't want to be seen. I mean, it's really hard for someone like me, especially. I like to let people see the version of me I want them to see, and I did not want people to see that version of me. I mean, it was definitely, I fell into a dark spiral. Just, I mean, couldn't do anything. Didn't want to do anything. But this is where I do have to stop and give a big thank you to Bubba Herrick and Reeves Martin over at Martin Pitching Performance. So at this point, I was a couple months into being sick, like 1.5, 2 months into being sick. And like I said, I wasn't talking to anybody, couldn't get out and do anything. But then Bubba reached out to me and was just like, "Hey man, we're here for you," and they invited me uh, to come over to MPP, Martin Pitching Performance. Even though I couldn't pitch, they still were like, "If you just want to come out, watch others pitch, be around what you love." And then Bubba also offered, he's like, "Hey, if you just want to come like upstairs we can just play some video games. We don't have to talk. If you're not ready, we don't have to do anything." So, I mean, finally, I was a little hesitant at first because I really was in a dark spot, but I ended up going. We played college football 25 and just hung out for a little bit to get me out, get a little fresh air, get like see people again. And then when I was ready, started talking, and I just gotta say, I mean, I don't know where I would be without that. Like that really helped me digest what I was going through. And I mean, talking it out kind of helped me get into a little bit of a better headspace. Um, Fortunately, I still couldn't do really anything. I mean, it was just I would get out once a week to go there, hang out a little bit for maybe 30 minutes to an hour, just a little something. I still didn't have much energy. Um, but then, as my body started to do a little bit better, I was able to get out a little more. And I started going to my high school baseball fall practices, Riverview's fall practices. I would go out there for a little bit and just to kind of be a part of my team still. I couldn't practice or anything, but I wanted to go out and show my support. Um, and I started doing that. Started getting more into a rhythm. Um, yeah, started getting more into a rhythm. And then finally, after I would say about 4 months of me being sick and kind of just struggling, trying to figure out what was going on, I finally had some appointments with rheumatology, and I was finally diagnosed with an immune disorder, an immune system disorder in what they called the speckled family, which in simpler terms, it is basically one of two things, either lupus, a thing called lupus, or a thing called crest. It's one of the two. The problem is that my symptoms show one way while my lab results show another. Not to mention I'm still pediatric, so the doctor doesn't want to basically box me into one thing because later on down the line I could show more symptoms, or my blood work could show different things, and my body can kind of shift to one or the other. Not to mention treatments, like the specific treatments for these different ones are pretty intense. So the doctor does, like I said, the doctor didn't want to box me into one or the other yet. because my body could still develop and show new symptoms or things like that. But the starter medication for both lupus and CREST is the same. So the doctor did put me on that, and you know, I'm currently on that medication, and I have been doing better. Some of you guys, if you've been following my Instagram, have seen I was cleared to pitch again, and now I'm training. I'm eating healthier. I'm watching like everything I'm putting in my body. I'm making sure to take care of my body. But more importantly, I'm just really happy to finally be back to some normalcy. Obviously, physically and mentally, I'm still not 100%. I don't know when I will be 100%. I don't know if I will be 100%. But what I do know is that I can find a way to make whatever this outcome or whatever's going on, I can find a way to make it manageable or make the best out of it. So currently, I recently PR'd higher than I did before I was sick. And while, yes, those months definitely took chunks out of my training and took a lot out of me, I'm so glad to just be back doing what I love, being around people I love, um, and just being back at it. Like I said, I'm not 100% by any means, but I am finding my way through it, and I do have to say thank you to a lot of people. First and foremost, my mom and dad. They were there for me through everything. Um, took care of like all my medical stuff, everything like that, and honestly, my family in general. I had lots of family members reach out, offer me outlets to talk, whether or I chose to take those outlets or not. Um, so I'm very thankful for all of my family members. And like I mentioned before, the staff at MPP, Reeves and Bubba, like I said, they were kind of like lifesavers in that moment, like really getting me out and talking again. I also got a big thank you to Landon at MPP. He's been helping with my training as well since I've been back. Um, and then a huge thank you to my doctors. Realistically, they've been doing a lot of work there, especially Dr. Coco took me on and has been helping me. More thank you to my coaches at Riverview, especially Coach Sobo. They've been amazing through this whole thing. Just making sure, checking on me, making sure I'm better. I'm very thankful for that. And then, a thank you to my friends and teammates who were there for me. People who reached out to me, made sure I was all right. Without the support system I had, like I said, I don't even know where I would be. I don't want to think about where I would be, because this has truly been a journey, to say the least. And all I can say now is that my priority is getting better, but not just that, it's being better than I was before. Because I did a lot of soul searching, or like looking inside and seeing different things. Like, this has given me perspective, to say the least. And I'm excited to see what comes next for me. And I am, if you guys haven't noticed, I've been posting a lot more, and I want to continue doing that. And also introduce different kind of vlogs to my social media as well. Because, like I said, my friends, family, coaching staff, people I know have done so much for me. And I think the best way to continue forward is kind of bringing you guys along for the ride. And a big thank you to everyone who's watched this, taken time out of their day to listen to kind of my story. But no, yeah, I'm gonna start kind of chronicling my journey going forward, because there's still a lot to improve on, still more to get better with. But yeah, I'm just very thankful that I'm back to doing things that I love, being around people, and yeah, so that was kind of my New Year's Eve, releasing this going into the new year. And I hope everyone has a happy and healthy New Year's. I know I'm looking forward to hopefully a healthy and happy New Year's as well. But yeah, like I said, thank you all for watching this and being a part of my story here. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Thank you all for watching, and Happy New Year's.